Hey, what's up, everyone? This is the Artistic Vault, and this is In the Doghouse. This is a series where we give sportsmen and sportswomen the credit that they deserve for either their stupidity or poor performances on or off the pitch. So here we go. So, who's in the doghouse this week? Well, we'd like to bring forward 25-year-old Burnley striker Andre Gray to the dock. Now, Andre Gray finds himself here today because of a series of very suspect tweets that he published in 2012 that have just been uncovered. Now, Andre Gray had an amazing performance at the weekend. He scored versus Liverpool, he had a great game, and he showed that potentially he could be Premiership quality. Time will tell if he can continue that. Although there was a few other suspects, India Costa diving, and Arsene Wenger again refusing to splash some money, there's only really one winner to be sat here. So he finds himself in the dock today. Why? Because in 2012, Andre Gray was, ladies and gentlemen, pretty much a hater. He hated on anything and anyone. Anyone could get it. Whether you're a homosexual, whether you're a foreigner, whether you're a girl who wore the wrong shade of lipstick, anyone can get the slander. So as a 21-year-old who's privileged enough to be paid to play football, the sport that we all love, you would think that once training is finished, you could step out and carry on with your life, whether that is going down the park, or going shopping, or going down the cinema with friends. But no, not Andre Gray. Nope, no. Instead, Andre Gray was a very angry man. He just simply loved to preach hate, loved to spread negativity, as these tweets will show. He was a prime example of why some people are simply just not meant to use social media. So a couple of tweets sent out were concerning about how he hates homosexuals. He wrote how they make him sick, how they should die and burn, how women are dressing their kids like Pete Burns, and hashtag faggot in his own words. So clearly that in itself is in the doghouse worthy. Why? Because why are you concerned with how someone else is living their life? Why are you concerned with someone else's sexual preference? It's very simple, to be honest. If you don't like something, you simply ignore it. Why is Andre Gray instead preaching hate of that magnitude when he's a professional footballer? And he needs to be careful because karma has a funny way of dealing with what goes around, comes back around sort of justice. You never know, maybe Andre Jr. in the future might just fancy them female clothing. So, Andre Gray needs to be more responsible with what he says. In other tweets, he then talks about how he's fuming to be stuck in traffic because some weak fool, as he put it, had committed suicide, and that now he has no sympathy for him. I mean, just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Andre Gray sets the bar even lower. He then goes on to attack foreigners who can't speak English, as well as a whole country in general. And this is probably the most concerning aspect from a football sense to his current employees, Burnley, and to Luton Town, his previous ones. Now, this is a problem to Burnley because they have 7 first-team players who are not British or from the Republic of Ireland. So what happens if one of those players can't speak English? He then feels alienated. This has an effect on the team morale. This could create circles in the dressing room, and this could have a problem with Sean Dyche's future transfer plan. Sean Dyche's future plans could be affected if he tries to go out and sign a player who doesn't speak English, because now he looks at it and thinks, hang on, their star striker is discriminating against people who doesn't speak English. What about if he wants to sign a player from Albania? He can't even do that because he probably looks at that and thinks, what? So it just affects everyone in general. Also, you have to think about what about the foreigners who don't speak English but still love Burnley, still support Burnley. What about those who are from Albania? What about the people who work at the club outside the footballing scene? The cleaners, maybe they don't speak English. It just creates a negative atmosphere for Burnley and anyone who wants to join Burnley. And then finally, I want to end up with these tweets that he wrote about black girls, how he mentions their feet are always crusty, and how he hates when they have red lipstick because it looks like burnt toast with jam on it. I mean, really, there is just no end to this guy's ignorance at all. Now, what's most infuriating is that as a professional footballer, he's 21, playing for Luton Town. He must know that the spotlight is on him, and that if he wants to progress in his career to bigger and better things, it won't just be on the pitch contributions that make that. Some managers simply won't sign a player if they feel his character is a letdown, and he must know that. So one final part, and for me, how he brings all this to fruition is last season he put out a tweet about how he was racially abused by some Burnley fans, and I totally agree with him. Absolutely out of order, absolutely ignorant, no place of it for it in football. But this is for me a prime example of how hate breeds hate. So when you look at the things that he's put out there and the discrimination he's put out there, against black girls or homosexuals or foreigners, other countries that he doesn't like or whatever, it makes it seem to young people and other people out there that it's okay to say those sort of stuff. And this we have to understand that two wrongs simply don't make a right. They were absolutely ignorant, but so was he in his responses and his comments that he put out there for different people. And this is why we find ourselves in this position today. So overall, this is why it's so important for me to stop discrimination at the source, so that it doesn't spiral out of control. I'm glad he's apologised. He should have a bright future ahead of him. I still find him guilty and to be sent to the doghouse because of his actions. He needs to be responsible and face the consequences and understand that social media is still real life.
New arrival in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are in the doghouse.
So that is this week's In the Doghouse. Let me know down below if you agree or disagree with who should have been in the doghouse. If you disagree, let me know who you think should have been there instead. Thanks for watching. See you later.